What's going on, guys? On today's video we're gonna take our old painted calipers that have been seeing better days. They are cracked, they lost their color, they're chipping, they're rusting. We're gonna clean this up, respray them, and they will look great like the first day I painted them. Alright, these are the steps that we will be taking. I do have a wire brush, I do have 120 sandpaper. Likewise, I did buy a little sanding tool that I can use with my drill, so those will help me remove all the old paint, all the old primer, and we'll get the finish ready for primer and paint to make them look new again. Wow, and just look at that and how well that helped strip off the old paint. That looks fantastic. So we're gonna do the whole break here and then we'll be ready for primer. Alright guys, as you guys can see, after sanding, everything looks fairly good. Everything's sanded down to pretty much bare metal here. And we're just going to wipe this off with some alcohol and then she will be ready for primer. As for the rear drums, we are dealing with the same situation. This is just old flaky paint. Rust is accumulating on the edges again. So this has been working perfectly for me, this little grinder wheel. So I'm definitely going to use this and clean this all up. Definitely is gonna take a little bit of work to clear everything up, so just be consistent. I ran over it about 5 times. All the paint did not come off because there's just so many layers of paint, but everything that was loose is gone and I pretty much evened out the surface. So once I alcohol wipe this and paint it, it should be good as new. Now at the same time, I do want to remove the drum assembly when I'm going to paint it. Likewise, I do want to adjust my rear drum brakes. So one thing you want to do when you're adjusting the rear drum brakes, make sure you have a bolt like this that you're going to insert into one of these holes, and what this does is it pushes against the hub on the inside and it loosens up the drum brake, because I won't be able to remove the drum brake just how it is right now. You hear that little crack? That means it's seized out of that position. Now I'm going to do the same thing for the top and we should be able to remove this. Wait for the pop. There you guys go. Alright, with a little bit of wiggling, we got it loose. And let's pull it out. As you guys can see, these are the original brake drums with about 75,000 miles on them. Definitely have seen better days. There is some life still left on them, but probably within the next 20,000 miles, these will 20,000 miles, this will need to be replaced. Regardless, guys, I am going to put some additional tension on these drums so I do get a better feedback from my handbrake, and I'll show you guys the steps to do that. As you guys can see, there's a little gear lever right over here. that I'm gonna point to right there by the spring. All you have to do is twist it down, and that's actually gonna separate or spread apart the brake shoes a little bit further. So we're gonna go a few clicks down here. All right, and hopefully later when we go put on the drum brake assembly back, it fits like a glove with a little bit of tension, and that's gonna help give us a better feedback. All right guys, once you cleaned up the area, wiped it down with some alcohol, you are ready for the first step, which is primer. I just put some duct tape or painter's tape around the closest surfaces I could around the brake. Then I just put a rag over here so nothing gets oversprayed. Likewise, very important guys, make sure you work in a semi protective environment so the overspray won't get on your detailed car. We just detailed this car 2 weeks ago, so I took some extra steps. I got some extra cardboards, so everything should be protected and we won't be getting much overspray, if any. So the first step of this is primer. We're gonna prime the whole brake, give it about 10 minutes to dry, and then we'll start painting. This is the paint of choice that I will be using. I went with this because it is a high temperature paint. The brakes give off a ton of heat, and most other paints might not be able to hold all that temperature, and then they start cracking like my old set. So this is what we're gonna use, and we'll see how it turns out. Alright, that's the first coat, and we'll probably do about 3 coats. This actually sprays really nicely and evenly, so it applies really well, but I did notice that it dries out as a flat black color, and I'm not sure how I will like flat black. My last set was gloss black, but I think I might have applied gloss after the regular black. The thing is, if your clear coat and your base coat don't adhere properly, you are going to get cracks in the paint, and it is not going to be such a good looking finished product. So I'm kind of hesitant to spray gloss on it because I'm not sure how well it will bond to the base coat here, but we'll give it a shot. We'll see what happens. We are doing our third coat right now on the rear drum brake. We did already the primer. It's a very warm day. It is about 80 degrees, 85 degrees, so everything should be drying fairly well. Alright guys, this is going to be coat number 2. Went a little heavy on this one, but looks good. It's not running at all because it sprays beautifully. And we'll give one more coat and we should be done. Alright guys, last coat. So it does dry matte, and I'm not liking the finish, so I am going to use this clear, and hopefully it comes out fairly good. So I decided I do want to clear the brakes. The drums came out looking fairly well. This is the clear we will be using here. And just like that, guys, we are all finished. Brakes came out looking pretty good. I'm glad I clear coated them. I hope they just hold up really good. Alright guys, thanks for watching. That's how I like to paint my brakes. Those are the steps you must take to primer and paint your brakes. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you guys preferred the flat black color or the gloss black. It was a hard choice. I decided to go with the gloss. Hopefully the gloss doesn't wrinkle up because of the heat, because of all the base coat. Although the base coat is high heat resistant, is the clear coat going to be high heat resistant is the real question. Anyway guys, please subscribe to the channel for more videos and stay tuned for more.